There are a few things that you can do to make your class accessible so that all of your students can learn the best way that really works for them. If this is our first time meeting, hi, I'm Ashlee Espinosa. I have an MFA in musical theater, and here on my YouTube channel, I create videos for educators, artists, coaches, and content creators. There are a few things that I want you to consider when you're creating your online courses. The first thing is, and the most important one that we're talking about now, is creating closed captions. This is something that I've even been doing on my YouTube channel, is trying to utilize the closed captions right here on YouTube, but to use a service that is going to make it very well written in the way that is going to work for folks that perhaps need to read the closed description. So here's a couple of options that I want you to consider. Some are free and some are not free, but I want to give you the options for closed captions first. If you're going to record videos for your online classes, let's say you're creating video content and you want to put that video content into your LMS or into your online course, even if it's on your own in your business like I have through Kajabi, whatever it is, there are a couple of things you can do. The first one is, for free, you can utilize YouTube for your video content. YouTube is going to auto-create almost every video. There are some times that it won't auto-generate closed captions or subtitles, but they're going to auto-create the subtitles for you. Now you'll see, even in all of my videos, you see the CC at the bottom. That's because I have uploaded actual closed captions from another stream that I'm going to tell you about here in a second, but you can do them for free on YouTube. Now, I do have a class, YouTube for Artists and Educators. It's an online course that'll talk you through how to do everything in a really easyable, digestible fashion. I'm going to put that link below for you if you want to check out that course. But if you upload them to YouTube, you're going to have the auto captions that are going to be done through YouTube at no charge to you. What you can do is go into the editor and you can edit those closed captions so they have punctuation, they have capitalization at the beginning of every sentence, and any words that they misspell. You can update all of that for free on your own. And then you can utilize that video, put it into your class or link it, and that way there are closed captions already in there for you. Another thing that you can do is use a paid service. I know many institutions actually already have this, so definitely I highly suggest contact your institution or your college or your university and see what they offer already under their package that maybe they already have included. But another thing that you can do if you're on your own, which a lot of my classes are in my own studio, is use rev.com. Rev is a great way to have closed captions that you do have to pay for. You can have it translated into other languages, but you can also have them create documents, transcripts, or automatically put the closed captions in for you. This is actually what I use for YouTube when I use the closed caption service through rev.com. So make sure you check that out. And then another way is that you can literally just type it in yourself and create a transcript and then upload it as well into YouTube or whatever platform that you use to hold your video content. If you have a class that you are live streaming or you want to add closed captions for a meeting in the moment, Rev also does offer this service for you at a monthly rate, and it will allow you to link your Zoom account to it, and it will automatically post on the bottom the subtitles from the person that is speaking in your online course or class at the moment. Another thing you can do to make your online class more accessible is to create alternate descriptions and tags for every single image. If you use Canvas LMS, which I know a lot of folks that watch my videos, my tutorials here in my Canvas tutorial series, which I'll link down below for you if you're interested in that, a lot of folks do notice that there's going to be an alternate description that you can put in for accessibility. Make sure that you include that. That way, if someone else is using the reader to see or to hear what they're reading because they perhaps can't visually see it, it's a great way for them to know what that image is about without being able to see it. Or it's a great way for them to get more information in a different way that really works for their education and the way that they learn best. When you're creating your online class, make sure that you are using the features within that format. Now, if you have an RCE box or a rich content editor box, if you're using an LMS platform of sorts, you really want to make sure that instead of just copying and pasting from another document or another platform, that you're taking the time to format it. That way you're using correct headers, you're using correct text, you're using everything that is going to be accessible to those students that perhaps are utilizing it on their mobile device, on their tablet, or on their desktop. because as educators, if we're creating that course on our laptop or on our desktop, it is going to look much different on a cell phone, which is what many folks are using. Many of our students are going to be using their cell phone to learn. Even in my online courses that I offer in my own business and my own studio, most people I've noticed from my analytics are using a tablet or a cell phone when they're on the go, or if they're around their house, or maybe they don't even have a laptop. So it's a great way to make sure that you are going to have it in a format that's going to be accessible to anybody, no matter how they're viewing your course and your content. I would also highly suggest making sure that when you are putting PDFs or files into an online class, that you are, instead of just uploading and saying, here's the PDF of this assignment, click and read it, because you've had that for your other class and you just think, well, it's easier just to upload the PDF. Upload the PDF, but also make sure that you are then inserting that information in the actual rich content editor box. And I will make sure that I do that, because somebody may want to have the PDF, on their iPad that they can make notes on. Other folks may want to just not have to click it and open it because of whatever old phone they have or old tablet they're using. They may want to be able to just read it right there in the box. Read it right there in the page without having to go anywhere else. So we're just giving them in different formats. Another thing you can do to be accessible is to create audio versions of some of the files. Perhaps instead of your lecture just being in text, maybe it's also in text that you've typed up in bullet points. Remember, less is more bullet points, less full sentences and paragraphs. Maybe it's also going to be an audio file where you literally just, you can record it in most platforms right there. Record a file of you just speaking through the text. Maybe they're going to listen to it on the bus besides reading it, because they learn better from hearing versus reading. And then maybe another student in class really does want to be able to read it and hear it at the same time and follow along as if you were there with them. So we're just thinking about giving it to them in different ways, in different formats, and different ways that they can stream your content. What I really like to do, and what I have received really great feedback from classes, both in the university level but also my own business, is being able to get the content in the best way that works for them. So if it's a lecture based, or if it's something where I need to explain something to them, kind of like this video you're watching right now, I will make sure that I have a PDF of it that they can download with notes on it, or with slides on it, or with whatever it is that I already have created, so I don't have to do more work. Put that in a PDF for them that they can then download and utilize if they would like to. I also make sure that I have a visual for them to look at, whether it's going to be me talking to them in a quick little video, or it's going to be some type of visual element of some sorts, depending on what it is and what I have the time to create in that moment to add more levels. I also make sure that there's going to be audio, so something that they can hear, whether it's an audio file of me just speaking, or if it's a lecture video just like this where they can see me and hear me. That's another way. And then another thing you can do is make sure, if you can, add those closed captions to your videos. It's another little layer to add on if you can. Also, another thing you can do is make sure that in every little section you have the main bullet points of what you're covering in that section, so they can read it as well. Not just the PDF, but in that rich content editor or the box that you have in that course. Here are the main bullet points that we're going to cover in this class. And then after you finish that, here's what I want you to do next, the next steps that you can take, the next place that you need to go to, or the next lesson. Also, if you can, creating slides to visually engage the students. Now, even in my videos, you'll notice that I have B-roll, I have slides, I have text that pops up. That's another great way to do it. But even just going to Canva, which is a free resource, going to Canva, creating some really cool slides, getting the designs they already have, and then just popping in your main bullet points, your content that you've already written out and created, and putting those slides up there for them. Whether it's just you giving them the slides, utilizing them in your video, however you'd like to disperse them, creating a PDF out of the slides that you can already do in Canva, you're giving them the content in more ways than one, because every student learns differently. And that way the student has a way to learn best for them. Remember, this is going to take a lot of time to create. So just add on one layer at a time. One thing that you can accomplish right now. Maybe it's creating slides or PDFs. Maybe it's creating a little workbook for them. Maybe it's just taking the content that you already have and speaking it into an audio file and then uploading it for them to listen to. Just think about one thing that you can do right now and then add on as you work and create your curriculum so that it's accessible to everybody, no matter who they are and how best they learn. If this video was helpful for you, I would really love it if you'd give it a like, a thumbs up. It really does help my channel. And this video and this channel is a big part of my business right now. So if this video is valuable to you, please consider sharing it with someone else that might find it helpful as well. And if you want to subscribe, click the subscribe button down below for more videos. I've got new ones coming out for you every single week. Happy teaching for all of you educators out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.